Welcome to the lighthouse. Take this moment to, of course, like always, to get comfortable, to transition into this moment, to transition out of whatever kind of busyness or agenda or meeting or noise or whitewater you may have just come from, and be in this moment together. So for this week, in our IP work, we're spotlighting on what very well might be one of the biggest challenges that we are facing right now in this transitional time. This is really funny the way you want to sit with me. The greatest challenge, aside from the virus itself, right? And that is the challenge of cold depression. Maybe some of you are familiar with this as an idea, with this as a condition. And cold depression is something that's very different than acute depression. It's certainly very different than chronic depression because it is so slippery, it's so elusive, it's so good at hiding, it's so good at keeping us numb. And absolutely every human being right now is working with some iteration of cold depression, whether it's a very subtle iteration or a massive. My dog is really rowdy, so I have the racquetball here. I'll keep that for right now. So cold depression, it's when the external demand is greater than our internal capacity to deliver. When the external demand is greater than our internal capacity to deliver. Oh geez. And when it feels like when we're going about our delivery from a place where our inner reserves have been spent. And so that's really one of the primary ways that we try to steer our work in integrative practices. We're always trying to, soothe and move the nervous system and the mind in a meaningful, longevity-oriented manner. But we want to refill the coffers, right? So this cold depression, it has us feeling numbed out. So we're compressed, we're repressed, we're depressed. So we want to use all of the different awakening practices to decompress and to awaken experience within us, to move out of the isolation of soul, to move out and to identify the hidden trunk of anger, and then to move away from it. So when we're working with cold depression, it's a feeling of like we're cut off from our strength, like we're cut off from spirit, like we're cut off from our inner guidance. Does any of that have a landing place with you in the way that you maybe have been feeling in this, as we come up on the 1-year anniversary of everybody going home and staying home in a big way? Does the idea of like a deep sense of loneliness or a prevailing kind of sense of anxiety have a landing place? Does a sense of loss of meaning have a landing place? This is what has been referred to as the silence of the soul. So I've put together some meditation techniques that are going to help us empty out the hidden trunk of anger, to soothe the depression, because it's really important. And I was talking about this on Tuesday, if you were in that meditation, that every phase of depression can in some way, shape, or form almost always be tracked back to some repressed anger that we've got. So let's get started. I'm going to change this song. I want to do a brain balancing breath here. Let me just DJ here for a second. I used to be a DJ years ago when I was in high school. I was like, another lifetime ago, but I loved DJ. It was so fun. So this is a brain balancing breath. We've been doing a lot of this in the past couple of weeks. You have 3 time signatures that you can choose from as you're doing this breathing. It can be long and slow, or it can be like single time, or it can be double time. And I'm going to demonstrate all 3 of those time signatures. So just getting really clear about how cold depression might be living in you as you prepare to do this brain balancing breath. So, are you drinking 6 energy drinks a day? Are you creating emergencies? Are you overworking? Are you hyper busy? Are you appearing to be energized but internally feeling drained? Are you engaging in extreme activities that are maybe out of character, out of your normative round? Are you engaging in substance abuse? Are you taking non-necessary risks? These are all ways that cold depression show up in our system. Are you feeling reactive? Are you feeling impatient? Are you attached to drama? All of these are faces of cold depression. So we're going to use this first breath technique to get it out of the system. Watch. So like always, I'm using the Vishnu Mudra. Index and middle finger of my right hand are curled in towards the palm. I'm going to inhale long and slow through the left nostril. And then exhale long and slow out of the right nostril. Okay? Staying long and slow for the duration of this part of our set, or so I'm oscillating a little bit faster. Inhale, left nostril, exhale, right nostril. So we're getting all the imbalances out of the brain and bringing all the potential for balance back into the brain. And then this is double time. Okay, so let's do this for a few minutes together. If I stop and talk, stay in it. Keep it up. This is such good medicine. This breath is pure medicine. It's pure medicine. So index and middle finger of the right hand in towards the center of the palm. Ring finger is responsible for the opening and closing of the left. Thumb responsible for the opening and closing of the right. So inhale long and smooth through the left. Exhale, long and slow through the right. Otherwise, get into the hypnotic, rhythmic, percussive aspect of this brain balancing breath. You can stay with this, or you can speed it up a little bit. It's your choice. Going with it. If you need to slow down, if you realize that you tore out of the stables too swiftly, you can always back it up. So when we're under the thumb of cold depression, when we're in our numbness, we like to respond to that cold depression with behaviors that fulfill a need or a desire for stimulation. But what happens when we do these techniques is that we realize that we don't need the adrenaline to get us through. What we need is prana. What we need is chi. We need more life force. We need the life force inside of our bodies to be stronger than the external situations, circumstances, conditions, demands. We need the life force to be stronger so that we don't feel depleted. Let this breathing really fill you up. Let it also simultaneously empty you out. Take a couple more cycles through this brain balancing breathing. I teach all these breath techniques because they're some of the most direct roots that I've uncovered in my lifelong somatic research project. I have checked out so many different modalities of ways of feeling well, and I am very intimate with what it feels like in a human organism to feel sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, and so it's from that experience that I've unveiled this work and can bring it soulfully to you with all my heart. So let this be the last one. of this breathing technique. So I was mentioning that depression has a direct relationship with anger, and one of the best ways to get anger out of the body is fists of anger. Okay, so you're going to pull the pinky finger down with the thumb, and then you're going to wrap the index, middle, and ring finger around the thumb, like so. So I've made, these are called fists of anger. We've done this before, and we do it every now and again in these meditation sessions. So you're going to throw the arms back, like so. And I'll turn this rhythmic music up here in a moment. And you're going to create a circle shape with the mouth, and you're going to do breath of fire out of the mouth. Okay, so let's try this. So this era, it's deepened into our system. This gray period on the planet that we're in, it's deepened into our system. It's showing up as insomnia, it's showing up as phobia, and of course it's showing up as this depression that I keep pointing my finger at. We want to be living examples. We want to exemplify the radiance of an alternative possibility. And we use our practice to achieve that in a really deep and sustainable way. Empty out your hidden trunk of anger. Whatever it is that breaks your heart, whatever it is that has pissed you off, empty it out, okay? Look at the tip of the nose while you're doing this. Sitting up really tall on your spine. Work at the level of the intersection. You want these meditations to challenge you, because when you're feeling challenged, that's when you come out of numbness. You want to thaw out. Come out of numbness. Come back into feeling. Get your breath into your bone marrow. Stay in it. All of the elements of modern life, the bigger, faster, more, all of these elements are contributing to this cold depression, not to mention the virus that has really encrusted us in an experience, a sustained experience of cold depression in this gray period on our planet. Information overload, unrelenting stress, rapid change, these are all contributors. What I want to articulate to you, stay in your fists of anger here a few more minutes. Keep emptying out the trunk. Get rid of it, right? What I want to articulate is that we have experienced periods of cold depression on our planet before, and it usually happens after some kind of epochal transition, and we are in that right now. We are in an epochal transition as a people, as a planet. So what that means is that if we think that we're stuck in some, pattern of suffering, it means that we've had a moment of amnesia. That's always okay. We've had a moment of amnesia, and we've forgotten that impermanence is always guiding us. Those situations and circumstances, they're going to move, they're going to change, and therefore the suffering can dissipate, the densities can dissolve. To just another quick burst. I stop and I talk to you because I've already done my practice earlier today. So I'm showing up as your friend, as your ally, as a guide, as a voice that is pointing to the moon. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So it's our right, it's our birthright to feel radiant and well. And it's also, as we move through this epochal transition on our planet, it's our responsibility. I believe that's so strong, that if we want to call ourselves practitioners of this kind of work, we need to do the good work. We need to fall in love every day with what it takes to get us through our own broken downness, so that we can, be islands of excellence and bring that luminosity to all the tremendous change. So yet another remarkable technique for getting through the anger and arriving in an undeniable, unflinching radiance and health and well-being is the conquering imagined disabilities form. So watch here. Same breathing technique. I'm going to look at the tip of the nose. I'm going to be using a very strong, forceful hand. I'm conquering the imagined disabilities. I'm literally pushing. So I'm going to amp up the music here for a second again and show you what it looks like. Really get into the gesture of pulling the elbow back as the other arm pushes forward and look to the side, okay? So join me if you haven't already. Overcoming the cold depression, cultivating your colors in this great period that we're moving through. What are your colors? Grow them, develop them, know them, love them. So we're going to bring the tip of the thumb to the tip of the index, middle, and ring and pinky fingers. So just join the thumb with the tip of all the other fingers. And you're going to press into the marma points of the armpits as you do this practice. Okay? So I'm going to press into the armpit with the fingertips. This is a really important area to keep open and flowing if we want to keep any of those phases of depression at bay, whether it's chronic or acute or cold. Okay, so don't be shy about plugging the fingers into the heart of the armpit there. Okay, so as I'm plugging in, I'm sending chi towards the hand that is at the end of the outstretched arm. So I'm going to look in that same direction, and this hand is flexing, and then I'm going to go the other way. Okay, and I want you to do it with long, slow breaths through a circle shape in the mouth. Breathing out of the nose. See if you can do this while looking at the tip of the nose. get into the radiant absorption of your body, moving deeper and deeper into wellness, deeper and deeper. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now watch. This is also going to be a marma activator. Again, the marmas are these crossroads that we really want to keep open. And it's also stimulating your lymphatic system. Our lymphatic system, the wellness of the lymphatic system is directly related to our immune system. So we want to keep the lymphatic system in a robust state of flow. So you're going to arrow one arm forward while with a soft cupping of the other hand, you're going to clap the chest right underneath the collarbone. So I'm clapping, and then I'm going to just simply alternate. And I also want you to do this with long, slow breathing, but let's just close the mouth for this version so you can really listen to the rhythmic sound of your chest being activated like a resonating chamber, which it is. So you're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, coming out of the information overload, coming out of the unrelenting stress, coming into your innate capacity to deal with rapid change. You know, our glandular system and our nervous systems, for most of us here on the planet, we're not sufficiently developed to meet the kinds of challenges that we've been navigating as a people during this time. We don't have that kind of energy within us necessarily, so we've been seeking it from the outside. We've been seeking it in the form of a rush. Integrative practices is all about not needing to outsource from the outside in. We're the most reliable inner source. You are the resource. You are the renewable resource. Stay in this a few more breaths. Take yourself lightly. Take this situation as lightly as you can. We suffer as human beings because we forget to enjoy what the universe created for us to take delight in. Knocking at the door, listen to the rhythmic sound of the meditation on the chest. Let it be soft, but let it be powerful. Good. Once more on each side, and now come back to the marma stimulating mudra that we were just doing, thumbs to the tips of the other fingers. And we're going to plug into the armpits, both of them at the same time. Exhale, and then inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. bring everything that you have access to the meditation. All of your soul lineage, all the codes that your soul has given you, everything that genetics has given you, everything that epigenetics is giving us, everything that your cosmogenetics has been and will continue to give to you. Tune in to all of the invisible ways that you are already in rapport with yourself and with your life and with the world and with the mystery. Tune into all of the ways that you are already in rapport. And in that way, let it soothe you, let it move you in a million ways. Let it pull you out of the numbness, let it thaw you out. Let it return you to your full spectrum of colors so that you are not flat and gray and numb, like so many of us have been. But that you exemplify the radiant alternative that is a human being, in here and out there, living at maximum capacity, at full power. So beautiful. You're doing great. Just a couple more. I know these things are challenging. They look like nothing, but then you start doing it and you realize, oh my goodness, this is really something. So 3 and 2 and 1. And just take a moment to digest. So all these techniques have renewed you. We have to renew to be you, right? We have to renew regularly in order to have that inner disposition of vastness, to have an inner attitude of openness, of vastitude. Even just you being here, even you just being here, even if you only engaged in these techniques at a homeopathic level, even just being here is calling in a new level of self-mastery. Just by showing up for the work of this meditation. So let's take one more breath together. And then exhale out of an open mouth. Good. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you soon. I've got a beautiful mantra that we're going to be working with tomorrow that is specifically created for moving the discomfort and even the pain of this time that we've been in, moving that discomfort into peace, turning our pain into peace. So it's really beautiful practice, and we'll tune into that tomorrow. Wishing you a beautiful remains of your day, Sat Nam, and Namaste.